Today I am starting with the rose seeds clay for my eukaryotic painting. The sun is out after a lot of days of not having any sun, and in this winter days it just feels so good. I went outside and I was sunbathing for a little bit, and today I am having my first cup of carob, which is this Australian plant. It's very similar to cacao as it comes the fruit. It has the little pods, and then when you remove the pods and roast them, you can grind them, make powder, and have these cacao similar flavor. It's my first time trying it, and with the Ayurveda regimen that I'm following, I'm not drinking any cacao for now. So let's try out carob and let's get to painting. I've been working on my painting about the eukaryotic domain for a little while now. Since I resumed working on it, I was just painting the sketches I left halfway done in 2019. And this section here, the roses, are the first section I got to start from scratch this year. The way that I go about it is, first I choose what division, phylum, or clade I'll be working on for each section of the painting. Then I do some research on what plants form that specific classification, and then I have to choose which ones I will paint. I wouldn't be able to paint all the plants that form that specific division, as there are so many. But the way that I choose which ones to paint is by doing some research on the ones that have been important to human history across time. Hello. As you may know, I love reading, and I'm so happy that I finally went to my local library, to the Woodstock Library, to get my card, and I got my first book out. It's Micro Art Images in a Hidden World, which has the most beautiful microscopic looks to different sorts of nature, vegetables, animals, bacteria, etc. And I've wanted to get my library card for the longest time. I finally made some time, and this is not something that we have in Peru, so it's still something that I'm getting used to. I had a library card when I used to be in Brooklyn. I didn't really use it that much, but I'm so happy as in the past few years I've really fallen in love back again with reading and also listening to audiobooks, and I've become an avid reader, and I just don't understand why I didn't get my library card earlier, because now I can get all the books that I want, rent them for free, and also I discovered that I can use their audiobook app. For the longest time I've been using Libro.fm as my audiobook app, but I was paying like $15 a month. The months when I am listening to more than one book, I get extra credits, so it becomes more expensive. And now the library is hooked up with this app called Libby, and through Libby I'm now able to just listen to all the audiobooks for free, and I just wanted to share how happy I am with that. And also, if you live in a first world country, or if your country has the ability of having a library in the one you can sign up for free, do yourself a favor and do it. It's the best. I don't need to be buying books anymore or getting the audiobook credits online, and I'm just so stoked for this. I am scared of all the books that I'll be taking out, and I love that I was just looking around and this was the first one that came over. I know that the next one that I will be renting out is The Flowering Wand by Sophie Strand, which I really have wanted to read since it came out last November. But anyhow, just a little ode to books and libraries and audiobooks and the first world. When painting, I am very careful not to paint a plant that then would leave my hand smudging a sketch I did next to it. So I paint them in the order that would avoid me making any smudges on the drawings. I first paint them by doing a 2 or maximum 3 tone version for each leaf, flower, fruit, etc. Every plant has its particular shade of green and colors in general. So when doing this first layer, I am always referencing photographs of the plants themselves in order to understand what shade of green or specific color they have. Doing this helps me to be able to then paint all the details without having to be so focused on referencing the exact shade of the plant, as I have already worked on that before. I feel that when we start painting more and more, figuring out our own rhythms and all those little tricks that help our work be easier and more fun are the way to go. We have come to that part of the vlog, the part where I say thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Squarespace is the virtual home of my art portfolio, my online shop, and my email campaigns. I've been using Squarespace since 2018 and I couldn't recommend them enough. I love how with Squarespace I can showcase my artwork with beautiful portfolios both in desktop and phone, and I don't have to worry about it. They do all that part. I also love using their email campaigns, which have beautiful templates. I've also been loving their password protected sites where I can share specific artwork with specific clients and also have secret shops like the one I have for my Patreons. If you want to check them out, build your own art portfolio, your own web shop, you are welcome to use a 2-week free trial in the first link on this video's description, and also with the code CAROAREVALO, we're giving you 10% of your first purchase of a website or domain. Yes. Today we are packing Patreon rewards, and before we do that I really wanted to show them to you because this month we have probably my favorite rewards of them all. It's all things Blue Lotus. So the postcard of the month is the Blue Lotus flower and some dissections. I painted this one digitally on Procreate. And then I did all the symmetry repetition on Photoshop. And we have the Blue Lotus flower as well as the leaf. Here you have lotus and leaf, and here all the dissections of the petal, the pistil, the stigma, the center, etc. And I truly love how this one came out. Let me show you the back. I'm now doing fully colored backgrounds for the postcards, and our sticker for this month is the lotus leaf. I truly loved how the leaf came out for the postcards and decided to work on a sticker made from the leaf. I truly love the eye here in the middle, and I love the combo. I love how they came out together. They're super colorful, and I feel that colorful artwork is so beautiful, especially all the time, but especially in winter time when we get gloomier days. And I have started to just order the closest number to the amount of Patreons that I have on each tier. So this month I have 109 Patreons on my rewards tier, and I ordered 115, so I can keep a couple, maybe gift a couple to our friends. And there we also have like a secret Patreon shop where people can shop past rewards, but starting this month I'll only have maybe like 2 or 3 if I don't get any new Patreons on each tier for each one, so I won't have as many as I used to. Also trying to be more conscious of the amounts that I produce of the postcards and my artwork. But I love this one. I kind of want to turn it into a print at some point. Today I am starting our March postcard for Patreon. Our March postcard will be mushrooms once again. This is the first time that I will be working on the Peciciomycota mushrooms, and I've actually been using my fungi key in order to choose the ones that I will be working on. And right now, I just went as far as to doing the first layer, adding the colors to know that I like the composition of colors, and now I'll get into all the details of the painting. Also very unrelated to the topic, but today I reintroduced my first green. Today I had arugula. I've had it for breakfast and with lunch, and oh my god, I'm so happy to be eating greens again. I am working on the Ascomycota fungi for this postcard. I decided to paint a few mushrooms, but also a few fungi, as I don't paint the microscopic looks that often, and I truly love to paint them. Ascomycota is the largest phylum of the fungi kingdom, the phylum of the sac fungi. They receive this name as most of them have a sac-like structure. These friends produce their spores in a microscopic sporagnium called an ascus. Some of the most commonly known include truffles, morels, lobster mushroom, penicillium, cordyceps, candida, and even though lichen are not formerly considered a fungi, as they photosynthesize, this is the division where they had been classified originally. For this postcard, I chose to work on some of my favorite looking fungi in this division. I chose to paint penicillium, lobster mushroom, truffles, devil's cigar, nail fungus, the eyelash cup, digueñe, and chicken lips. All of these are their common names. I loved working on this postcard and sticker combo as I had been missing painting fungi and it felt like visiting old friends. I truly cannot wait to start the fungi section of my eukaryotic painting. It's been super gloomy and cloudy for the past 2 weeks. It's been super rainy, and today I've been running errands in the morning, and I thought, you know what, today I am home alone all day. I've been running errands, it's gloomy, and I decided to wear a pretty dress. I love how with just simple things like, changing my PJs, putting on something that makes me feel super pretty, and doing my hair and whatnot can be such beautiful ways of romanticizing a moment, or even drinking a tea or lighting up some smudging. I feel there's so many ways in the ones we can romanticize small pockets and moments within our life. And for me, winter is one of those moments, especially gloomy days, when I feel like I just want to be super cozy and it takes me longer to get into action. So romanticizing and bringing a little bit more, flowy and feel good sensations is my way to go in cloudy winter days. Of course, there's a lot of winter days where I am just going slower and really with all the blankets and whatnot. I picked up 2 boxes from my P.O. box today. The first one is a present from my friend Esmeralda. I actually love that she reused a Cacao Lab box. Esme, it's so funny because last week I sent Esme a painting that I had made for her. I also sent her a couple gifts, a moon calendar, a moon sticker sheet, and the day that she went to leave this box into the post office, she found my present on her P.O. box. And it's so funny, she was dropping off something for me and I had something for her there, and she's sending me a gift as well. Esme has her own apothecary. She opened it maybe like a year and a half ago, and I have worked with a few of her medicines before. Her flower smokes are amazing, and I've also made her logo and a design for her Ocotillo elixir. She's just one of these persons that really inspires me to create everything with love. She makes everything as a little prayer, and it's just such a beautiful inspiration. Let me show you these. I haven't even seen it, but I know it's going to be so beautiful. I mean, just look at these beauties. Yellow lotus. So this here is yellow lotus. Oh my god, this is extremely special. Wild yarrow. Wild yarrow. Candles that Esme makes herself. Here are the sacred instructions on how to use these beauties. A dash of rose, some beautiful cedar. Wow! Esme also made these earrings. I know Lotus walks with you, so here's a gift from both of us. Okay, what Isma doesn't know is that my birthday is a week from now, and this is just perfect. The most beautiful birthday present ever. Wow, this is too much. Es demasiado linda. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. A red-tailed hawk from Ojai, mushrooms and moss from the redwood forest, a rosebud from her mama garden, la flor blanca that I gifted Esme. This is from the jungle in Peru. And I wonder if this is mushroom from the redwood forest or if it's tabaco. It could be either. This is the most special altar gift that I've ever had. Gracias, Esme. I love you. New paintings. Yes. These are so pretty. I always have a hard time opening up. I wish they could just stay this way. It's the snowiest day ever, but the orders have to be delivered. Thank you for everyone that placed an order from my shop. Let me show you how it looks today. This was my first time foraging reishi. I have found it in nature before, but they were still too young to be foraged. And we foraged this reishi. I followed some YouTube videos on how to dehydrate them, all the process. But once I cut the reishi, I realized that they looked very different from the ones that I had seen on online videos. As the reishi is supposed to look like creamish on the inside, but mine looked brown. So I always think that it's safer to ask someone that knows more. So I contacted our friend Jeffrey, who owns a mushroom farm here in the Hudson Valley. And yes, my fears were confirmed. The reishi was already rot. It wasn't good. Probably some sort of slime mold got into it and ate the best of it. So even though we didn't get to eat this dehydrated reishi, some great things came out of it. One, now we know where to find amazing reishi in the summertime, so we can go back to that hike and probably there will be amazing reishi. Number two, if you're not sure when you're foraging, it's always best to be safe and reach out to someone, because even though we did realize this was the right type of mushroom, this was reishi, it wasn't good for eating. Probably if we would have eaten or used it, we could have gotten sick. So it's probably diarrhea. So it's better to ask someone that is more knowledgeable, and that's what we did. And number three, it was still so amazing to find reishi and learn how to dehydrate them. I love reishi, so. Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Today I overslept. I didn't listen to my alarm. My alarm was for 8 a.m. It's now 10. So we have our Patreon call in 1 hour, our Dancing Flowers call for the art challenge. So I have 1 hour to get ready. First, I'm going to be cleaning this mess. I stayed up until very late yesterday painting, and then I just read until I fell asleep. But I started this new painting, and I want to clean up before our call, get my tea ready, and chat with all of you. These Dancing Flower calls are really such a highlight of my month. I love them. They inspire me so much, and I can't wait to see you. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Thank you.